everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be testing out the new BPerfects palette, which is called the Gravity palette. So it's actually been a while since I've picked up anything from BPerfects. Their Interstellar palette is on my wish list, but I'm really hoping it might go down in price soon to maybe pick it up, and then I would definitely get it and film something for you guys. But recently they've just come out with this new palette, and you know what, it is quite exciting because I never thought I would be quite attracted to a palette like this. And you know what, when I saw it on their social media, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up. It looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, this is essentially a 15 pan eyeshadow palette, and you get 10 matte shades, you get 3 light reflecting pressed pigments and 2 metallic shimmers. So let's have a look at the palette itself. It's quite a grey, like deep, not deep tones, but kind of like, I don't know if the word is like cool tones. I'm kind of unfamiliar with my cool and light tones and all that stuff, but yeah, this palette is something very different than what I normally go for. But straight away I was like, I need to get it. So I think it was about £18, which I think is pretty standard for like an eyeshadow palette by BPerfects, because I think their quality is always pretty damn amazing. So yeah, the color shades are really great. I mean, these kind of tones here, which are like their browner tones, really appeal to me. So, and there's a lot of grey tones as well, which I also really like. This is obviously the inside of the palette. The box itself is quite standard, so you've got like the cardboard box, and on the back there you just get the pictures of the shades and all the instructions. I also picked up like 2 other things. So I picked up one of their lipsticks. This is quite an old lipstick, but this was like £1. So this is by the, I think this person might have been a drag queen, I'm not sure. Painted by Hydrogena. This is in the shade Beat for the Gods. So I'll show this to you guys later because it's actually a really nice tone. And then I picked up a brush, so by Molly O'Brien brushes, which are not actually around anymore. I don't know if they're rebranding, I don't know if they've just closed down for good, but the brush was like a couple of pounds, and I was like, you know what, I really want to get it because I was trying to like bulk up my my basket as well, and I thought, you know what, let's pick up one of these brushes. So I got the Jessie M027. So this is a really nice kind of like fluffer brush, so I'm definitely going to use this today. So of course we're going to start on the eye, so I'm just going to quickly go off camera, use my Urban Decay potion, and then we'll get more in depth to the palette. Okay, well primed and ready to go. So I will always put up some swatches here, and I don't always swatch the whole palette. I just tend to do the shades that appeal to me the most, but I can hopefully tell that this palette is going to be gorgeous by itself. So I'm going to start off with the shade Axis, which is just here. So it's kind of like the lightest tone. I'm going to use it as a transition shade because I want to kind of try and use as many shades as I can and like build it up. So I'm going to put it in my crease, and then let's hope that it will give off some pigment, because it's kind of like a browny mauve tone, like a light mauve tone. So let's blend this in. Okay, that first shade went on really nicely. I mean, there is a tad of fallout in this palette. I don't know if it's my brush because it's quite a bristly brush, but I think it's gone on very nice. It's not too harsh. It seems quite buildable. So if you did want it to maybe like pack a punch, then you can obviously do that. So I'm going to go with my Molly O'Brien brush now, and I'm going to go in with Deep Impact just here. So I actually quite like the name Gravity because, I mean, I love space, like I love everything space orientated, and especially with BPerfects as well, they're always coming up with such interesting ideas when it comes to their palettes. I know they're like Stacey Marie palettes are always like bestsellers and amazing. So if you have tried the Interstellar palette, please let me know, because it is definitely, like I said, in my kind of wish list. But I feel like I kind of, with the bigger palettes, because it's a massive palette, it kind of takes up a lot of space in my collection. And you know what, these smaller ones are great because they don't take up too much space, but the color story on it is great because it's a lot of gray tones. So I guess some of this section is probably in that palette, and then the other section of it is quite colorful, so it's a bit of a mixed bag, but it does look stunning. But this one so far, I mean, like I mentioned, it's not really a palette that I would probably go for that often, but I felt like when they revealed it, I was like, you know what, it's something different. And it was £18, so it's quite affordable, and I'm pretty sure on their TikTok shop it will probably be even a couple of pounds less, because TikTok is honestly like another better way sometimes to buy from a brand. But so far this palette is going on very nicely. That second shade is going on really well, so I've only just kind of like lightly deepened the corner. I know it could be quite buildable, so I might have to go into Surge to kind of maybe add a tad more depth. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm not going to take too much. I'm going to take it on the same brush, and we're just going to tap here, just because I want my corners to be more kind of popping really. I'm going to go in actually with the shimmer now, because I actually want to do something on my lower lash line, so after that I will kind of do the rest of my face. But I feel like going in with Black Hole, because that seems like a bit of a risky step to take, but I thought, you know what, let's just do it, because it can only look shit or it can look good. So I'm just going to actually use my finger, because I really want to see the payoff on it. So we're just going to put that on the rest of the lid right here. So, so I ended up going in with a brush, because it wasn't giving me a massive amount of payoff, and I know when I use my brush now it has helped just a little bit, but so far that's gone on quite nicely. I felt like that shade might be a tad too dry, because there's a lot of it on my finger but not a lot of it on my lid. So I'm actually gonna kind of speed through this and kind of put on the rest of my face, and then we will go onto the lower lash line, and then I'll give you my thoughts. Okay, so now we're going to go onto the lower lash line, which is something I never do, but I thought let's just try something out. So I'm going to mix two shades. I'm going to mix Gravity and I'm going to mix Axis, because I kind of want it to be a mixture of the kind of grey and like brown tones that are part of this palette, and then I might put the shimmer like in the corner just to make it a bit more zazzy. So let's hope I don't completely mess this up. So I'm just taking a flat brush and I'm just going to blend it at the bottom. Okay, so that's made me look like a panda, but that's fine. We're going to go in with a shimmer. So let's go in with Force Field just here. I forgot to put, we're doing it in a corner shimmer as well, because why not? So I'm going to put Force Field just here. And then now for inner corner, I'm going to go in with Cosmic Dust just here. So this actually looks like a glitter, like a pure glitter. So I'm going to take it very carefully on my inner corner, and let's see how that is popping. Wow, that is very... Alright, great. So now we're just going to end on the lips now. So I'm going to go in with this lipstick by the collaboration that they did with Painted by Hydrogena. I believe that's what their name is. I really hope I don't get it wrong. But yeah, so yeah, this is a really nice kind of like deep, like a, I don't know, like a deep brown shade, and I thought it would work quite well. I could be wrong. There were two other shades, but they were £1. So I was like, I want to finally try this. It's quite an old formula, so I mean, I don't think it's gone off. It looks perfectly fine, so let's just get this on. And this is my finished look. So the eyeshadow palette, I think, is pretty nice. I mean, that shimmer, that black shimmer, what I felt like was lacking slightly, which was Black Hole, that seems like that shade would have been like amazing. But I mean, most of the time when I use my finger on a shimmer, it is going to give it extra like oomph. I felt like this probably didn't do it as much. It is still absolutely stunning, and all the shades on top I think blend very, very nicely. A palette, I would definitely be using this again. I really, really like it. The shades, I think the shades for like Be Perfect are so great, and the shimmers are really, really great as well when I can kind of get them to work. Let me know if you've picked up this palette, because it is quite different, but then something not majorly different, if that makes any sense, because again, like I mentioned, when you look at that Interstellar palette, like that chunk of it is quite a lot of similar tones to this one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed this look, because it is quite adventurous for me, something a bit different. And yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there, and I really appreciate you guys watching, and thank you so much. Bye bye. Hope to see you soon.